The Marvel Rivals Ignite tournament is the first ever official event where the best teams across the globe battle out to claim their spot at the top of the multiverse. With $3 million up for grabs, you know damn well that the teams are going to be playing their hardest. And whether you're climbing ranked or just watching from the sidelines, this tournament is about to change everything you thought and knew about the game. And today I want to hone in on one specific team, from streamer meme team to almost beating one of, if not the best team in all of North America, Team Envy. And what we're going to be doing today is an analytical video. We're going to be talking about their picks and bans, how they played each map, and how they almost upset the favored team. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Doug Films. I play a ton of Marvel Rivals and I used to be an analyst in other games. So if you're into more of the nerdy micro and macro that pro teams are doing, then maybe this video is for you. If you're not into that, I have tons of other videos on the channel that you might like as well. So do me a solid, make sure to subscribe, check out those videos if you want to. Anyways, let's dive into the first match. Now again, this video is going to be from a analytical point of view, so there's going to be a lot of yapping on my part, but this yapping, if you're truly trying to get better at Marvel Rivals, might actually help you. And trust me, I don't yap nearly as much as I do in my other videos. This one's purely for if you're trying to actually get better. But anyways, let's talk about the picks and bans of the first round.
So one of the reasons why this almost pulled off or almost worked in Team Solaris' favor is the new pick ban system that they were doing. You're banning for the enemy team and saving for yourself. You're banning for heroes and then saving too. It's a very confusing system. I don't know why this is in the game. I don't think it's a good system whatsoever as well. But basically, Solaris, they banned Loki, Invis, Luna, and C&D for the enemy team, so for Team Envy. So Envy cannot play any of these strategists, which is absolutely insane, by the way. While as Team Envy saved Ultron and they saved Emma Frost, so they can play those two characters. On the flip side, Envy bans Ultron, Punisher, Luna, Emma Frost for Team Solaris, while Solaris saves Wolf, Magneto. Again, it's a very confusing system, but what I can tell you about this pick ban phase, specifically for this map on Hell's Haven, is that just by looking at this from an analytical point of view, Solaris has won the pick ban. They won it because they literally banned every single strategist known to man for Team Envy. So Envy is forced to play some rather weird team compositions, even though they already play some weird comps. You're looking at like a Jeff NATO Mantis with an Ultron. You're losing really that defensive strategist ultimate where, I mean, you have Ultron and you have Mantis, but on Team Solaris, you have Invis Woman, you have Cloak and Dagger, you have those big strategist ultimates that you could be using. But it looks like we're opting for a res team composition, which is perfectly fine to this. But for the most part, if you're looking at this from the ground basis of just the picks and bans, no matter no heroes are hovered, Solaris should win this map because of these bans right here. Literally, the healing is going to be like 20 times better on Solaris' side than Envy's side any day of the week. Now let's actually jump into the game. Now jumping into the match, let's talk about the team compositions. So we're looking at a res comp here. We're looking at res comp with Star-Lord, Adam, Mantis with a main healer of Cloak and Dagger. Here playing Cloak and Dagger is perfectly fine, I think, because we generally know that they're going to be playing against a Jeff NATO or a Storm. So having that extra movement is always a good option. We have, Doctor Strange, we have Magneto. These are basic tanks that you want to be playing. On the side of Envy, we're looking at a Mantis, Jeff, Ultron with a Wolverine and a Storm. Now, I am not a fan of Jeff NATO. I think it's terrible for the fact that it doesn't do well into a res composition whatsoever. I also think it's just a bad team up in general, because there's a lot of factors that can take place for this. Whereas it's res comp should win and dominate this matchup. Because if the Storm were to dry ult without the Jeff, and we just soul bond, we live the entire ultimate. The whole idea is that if you use Jeff NATO, we can Star-Lord ult, we can damage boost the Star-Lord ult so it shreds through the Jeff NATO even faster. There's a lot of factors that absolutely deletes the the team up. Again, I don't think it's a good team up at all. There's a lot of factors. So what we see is we get a pick, but it doesn't matter. It's Adam, or the team up. We have Res Comp. This is their bet rate ends. I can't change it. So basically what we're doing is just, we're not splitting, we're just fighting front to back, which is fine here because we're res comp. It doesn't matter what we do necessarily. 2 tanks taking space with the rest of the team in the back. We have our Star-Lord doing whatever. We have Magneto Bubble for him, so that's perfectly fine. For the most part, because they have a Wolverine, our Doctor Strange is always going to be in a riskier situation than our other tank, because Mag has self-bubble and he can bubble his allies, but that is something to be aware of. On walking out on this, maybe we should have swapped to Invis, but again, playing Invis into a Jeff NATO is not the best idea because they literally just run through it, whereas Cloak and Dagger, she can dash away with her ultimate, so it's not a major contributing factor to the Jeff NATO. Not the end of the world, but we're still seeing a front-to-back fight. Still, it's going in. It's fine. We have burned the wolf passive. This is very good. That was what I was talking about. The issue of the Doctor Strange mag. Doctor Strange is always going to be in a scary position. Very good. We have Cloak Ult now on the ready. We almost have Jeff NATO, and we're going to see, like... I mean, Jeff NATO can work if certain ultimates on Solaris' team aren't up in time. Let's see if they use it here. Which they do. I guess it's the one time that it's actually good, but I'm not a fan of it at all. So we see a self-res into Mantis ult instantly. Oh, actually, I think it got canceled. No, she didn't have it. Okay, I thought it got canceled for a second. My bad. So here we are doing a... We're doing a 4-2 split right now. So 2 on the side. So you're sending your duelist, your flanking duelist with a strategist here, your mobile strategist, which is your Mantis in this situation, because you want your main healer, which is your Cloak and Dagger, to be playing with your tanks, and you want also your Adam to be playing with your tanks for a little bit more survivability, because Adam can easily get destroyed if he doesn't have the necessary peel options. So that's something. And as we're going a little bit further, I mean, we give up on that split. I think that's okay. We are popping mag ult. That's good. We'll probably be looking at a, oh, he actually gets cancelled. We were going to look for a Star-Lord. We get the res down. Res down into an instant Mantis ult, so everyone's full HP instantly, and we have that defensive ult pop so we can walk on them, which is great. Probably going to be looking for Storm ult. No, we have too many picks on the side of Solaris, so we're going to give the point to reset. And then, okay, I mean, cool character. Now, when we look at ult economy, we're looking at another Jeff NATO, which we can see now. And we're probably going to have Star-Lord ult by the time they have Jeff NATO ready, maybe. And this is our counter to Jeff NATO. Which, again, not a fan of Jeff NATO. I think it's not worth 2 ultimates. We need to build this faster if possible. Insta-pop. Yep, we insta-pop. Shredding down. The Jeff NATO only got 1 value of 1 elim on our mag, while we just follow up with the Star-Lord. Again, This is why it's not good. So very good by Solaris. Definitely because the healers have to play differently on Team Envy because of the focus bans. We hold TP, that's fine. Not the end of the world. So this is something funny that Solaris does that I think a lot of teams don't do. Is you see how they're on Moon Knight, you're probably like, what the heck? Why are they on Moon Knight? Well, they're actually going to be TPing onto their backline and going for an instant kill with Moon Knight. You could do this with Moon Knight, you could do this with Spider-Man, you could do this with Winter Soldier. You're essentially either hooking or just doing an insane amount of burst damage onto a specific target in a matter of seconds, and then you swap off. So as you can see, he starts off Moon Knight. The pick wasn't the greatest option, like they weren't really grouped at that area, so we instantly swap back to Star-Lord and then leave the portal again, so we flip the map. We have a lot of ultimates on the side of Team Envy, so they should, in theory, be winning the map or winning this first fight. We pop Mantis Ult as a counter. We lose Adam. He probably has self-res though. We self-res, but the fight's a little bit over already, so the self-res was kind of not needed, which is fine. Something to keep in mind is that we're exiting this fight with pretty much no ults on the side of Team Envy. We have Wolf ults. We almost have Adam Res, which is a great ult. We have Doctor Strange ult as well. The biggest things we have to be looking at is the Jeff Nato again. Emma N, we burn her. Great. Get a big Doctor Strange ult. Now this is something I want to highlight that I think a lot of tank players need to take notes of. See how we ult the Storm, even though it looks like it's old wartime footage. We ult the Storm. Gilbert is starting to do damage, or the Doctor Strange is starting to do damage on the Storm, realizes that the Storm is getting healed by the Jev. So he instantly turns around and pulls up his shield so that he blocks the healing of all of these characters. So hopefully his team can shred the Storm down. So by doing this, we're blocking the projectile of Storm healing. We're blocking everything from Mantis healing. And in theory, this person should be getting destroyed by the rest of their team. But I don't believe so. No, it lives. Great Wolf ult onto the Ultron. And we have another Jeff Nato. Is this unlucky timing because it was literally inside of the Adam Res? It was a little off tempo. We're canceling our self-res here. It's fine. What's where you should be looking at is Mantis, and we have Star-Lord coming up. We'll be looking at Mantis. We have Ultron. Star-Lord ult is a great counter to Ultron ult, so it doesn't matter half the time. Popping Star-Lord, we soul bond to run in, so he takes even less damage. We're kiting with the Star-Lord ult because of the Mantis ult. This is what I think a lot of people should be accounting for, is if they're Mantis ulting, just kite it out. There's no point to be Ultron ult. We go in with Cloak and Dagger, which now we should win the fight. We self-res Adam, that's why his res comp again is super strong. It's this front to back fights mainly when it comes to these types of team comps, because you have the buffer that you can get picked off because you have the self-res. You can do some crazy and wacky stuff. Even though saving res is a big important thing. In theory, if I was on the side of Team Envy, I mirror the res comp because the pick bans for Envy allowed for that. Even though the main healers were banned, Adam wasn't banned, and Mantis wasn't banned, Star-Lord wasn't banned, so we could have mirrored. But the thing is, I don't think Envy plays res comp. That's one thing about res comp. You have to know how to play it to really play it well. It's a major contributing factor. Anybody can play res comp, but to play it well and win, you have to practice it a lot. That's what I've learned. So we're looking at Adam res here, probably after Mantis Assault. If anyone gets picked, we have that buffer window. We're just building Jeff NATO again. We have a ton of ults to run into. We Adam res early before the fight starts, which is perfectly fine. Maybe it was a tad bit too early. Because where our Mantis died was a little bit out of position from the rest of our team, and the Adam res runs out. So it didn't get any value whatsoever. It just gave the value of pressure, which is a great, idea as well. Usually when a team pops the Adam res early, you have to play a little bit safer because you have that chance that they get resed. Now we're just getting picks in a neutral, so they're just getting perma staggered. You lost probably your biggest healing contributor, which is Mantis, so you have to win again. We're looking at Star-Lord ult. There's Ultron ult to play. Emma ult is coming up. We're probably going to Emma ult into Ultron ult, so that Ultron has a free ult because of Star-Lord. No, we just get picked. But self-res saves us, probably. He does, he has self-res. We Star-Lord ults, everybody gets shred down. That's, again, res comp is insane. It's so good. It is very good. It hasn't been changed or whatever. Very good. We're still building our Jeff NATO. I mean, when it comes to domination maps, there's not a whole lot from the analytical point of view. It's mainly whoever wins first fight, in theory, should be winning the point. Mainly due to the fact that that's just how it goes. You'll be building your ults faster. I don't like Koth in this game mode. I mean, they just win the fight purely because they can self-res. That's about it. There's not a lot you can talk about. We go for Desperation Storm ult, which is fine. And we just get deleted. And Solaris actually wins a map on Team Envy, which should never be happening. I think that they have to mirror the res comp in order to fight it, essentially. But yeah, from an analyst point of view, not a lot to talk about. It's literally just front to back res comp. And Jeff NATO, do not pick Jeff NATO. That is terrible. Please and thank you. But anyways, onto our second map of Picks and Bans. So moving on to our second match of the Picks and Bans, we have I can't say it. Yggdrasill, Loki Convoy, amazing map. But here's our Picks and Bans. So Solaris bans the Loki Emma for Envy. They save their mag, ban mag, save Wolf, and they're going to be banning Human Torch on this map. Human Torch is still very good, still very viable. While Envy is banning Ultron for them, saving their Luna, banning Pawn, banning Emma, banning Mantis. This is interesting. If you're trying to get rid of res comp, you ban Adam, but the Mantis, I guess, you could be damage boosting any character essentially in replace of Star-Lord. You could still run a res comp with Adam Mantis and this damage boost someone else. It doesn't have to be Star-Lord, so it's fine. We are finally saving some main healers for Envy, so this is good. They're going to have better healing this time in comparison. In terms of who won the draft, it's kind of even. I think having main healers now is definitely better than what it was before. In theory, it should be more of an even fight because both sides have main healers now. I think if Solaris wanted to be mean again, we could just ban main healers again, which would be funny. But they decided not to, which is fine as well. In terms of what comps we're looking at, it's hard to say. We're probably looking at a Storm for Envy, because that's what Speedly likes to play, especially on Loki Convoy. In terms of our Solaris side, we're probably, I mean, of course, we're looking at the Wolf. For in terms of the other DPS, not 100% sure. Maybe a Hawkeye to try to get around that Jeff NATO. That's probably one way. It's hard to tell, though. Hawkeye, but there was a tech pause, I guess, but Tim's story crashed and he's still walking the point, which is unlucky. We have our Luna team up and they let this through, which is great. We have Storm solo DPS, which is absolutely insane, by the way. I guess it can work. It's hard though. I mean, it's getting rolled over. It's not a lot of damage on the side of Team Envy. It's gonna be really hard to break these walls, because we don't have a Loki to break the walls. We don't have Punisher to break the walls. So those are some things to be looking at and considering. Ooh. Looks like our Groot does get pulled in. Again, it's front to back. There's not a lot. We have a Hawkeye. We're probably going to have to swap the Hawkeye. I feel like the Hawkeye's not getting any value because of the amount of healing. And if we're not landing our headshots first, we have to get a swap. So we're swapping to Wolf. We cannot get the touch, unfortunately. And we're just like perma-staggered right now. Good. Reset at 6 and fight again. That's what we should be doing always. Resetting and coming back as 6. Don't give them ult charge, fight as 6. So we're taking the high ground. Again, we're sending our Hawkeye top. We get a good freeze. Unfortunately, can't follow up. We don't have any sub-ults. We use lamps to save ourselves from storm ult, which is great here. I mean, this is just... Solaris isn't playing well in terms of positioning what they're doing. Hawkeye is not getting value right now. I mean, it's just kind of a slot fight. There's not a lot going on. I think it's just a slot fight. I think they're just kind of getting rolled over right now. It probably didn't help that the momentum of not having bedtime story at the very beginning of the match could be a contributing factor to why they're kind of just getting ran over. But we go actually, in fact, to an Atom now. We're going into double hit scan, which is good, or I guess triple hit scan if you really want to talk about it, to try to deal with the flyers, which is definitely a better approach than playing this Hawkeye, which is fine. And we go into a triple strategist as well. Again, also fine. Keeping Wolf is good here too, because they do have a Groot. So we pop Luna ult for Storm ult, and we mirror the Storm ult, or the Luna ult, to save our Storm after she ults. I wish the quality wasn't so bad. A good freeze onto Kaluge means going for Doctor Strange ult there. I mean, if I could explain better if the quality wasn't so bad. Let's see. Walking up now at 6. This comp, Envy's comp, is at literally like front to back. That's all you can really do. Just not really rooms to flank. We pop runes. We Luna ult. We should just run them down now. We soul bond instead of the invis ult, which is fine. I'm just like, it's so hard to see what's going on. Storm ult. Good copy. Wait, what did he copy? I think he copied Storm. Very good Wolf ult. It's unfortunate that they had clap up. Again, I can't really. It's just front to back fights. That's it. It's just like a slot fight, unfortunately. We have our Loki high ground. It's okay. Yeah. It's kind of how I expected it. It's hard to tell what they should have done to play a little bit better. Like, I'm a person that's like, if you're not getting value on a character, just swap. And if you don't know what to swap to, ask your team. Again, super sloppy fight. Not a lot to call on. So we are going to be swapping to Invis Luna to match the Invis Luna. But in my opinion, Luna Loki should always beat Invis that in Luna, which is a little weird. So this is something you should take note of right here, is swapping the Penny Rocket at the very beginning of the match. If you pop the Penny team up, instead of 25 armor of what Rocket gives, Penny's armor gives 50 HP instead of Rocket's 25. So I always like to do this at the beginning of matches. Have someone swap the Rocket, go Penny, slap it down. Everyone gets 50 extra health now, which is something that's very nice for your strategist. That extra 50 HP does come clutch. Like, people say it's not worth to go Rocket or whatever at the beginning. It's definitely worth it to do that. So that's a big thing. Looks like, what are we walking out on? We're walking out the same thing, but instead of, we have Gale on Adam, which is fine. We're walking out, same thing on Envy, that's fine. So for Solaris' team comp, it's literally all about one pick. We need one pick to really do anything here. We have high kill pressure because of Wolf and Hawkeye. Our Wolf should have gotten out a little bit faster. His passive was instantly popped. So I think the second it's popped, you have to get out. They have it invis. Playing Wolf might be a little bit more difficult to pull it off. We're just trying to build a church here. I don't know. I mean, playing Wolf into Invis is doable. It's just like you have to be a little smarter of how to do everything. Great pick by Nero. It's hard to say what they should. If anything, they should be looking maybe top left, going around, getting something. Maybe we strange portal. We're swapping to thing into Groot. I don't know. That's a little interesting. I don't know why we're swapping to that. It's a little confusing. Maybe just to have a little bit more frontline pressure, but that doesn't really make sense because you're playing thing into Groot, which is literally like your counter. We're looking for a Eye of Agamotto with the Storm ult. Doesn't land, we pop Luna ult. It's fine. Didn't get too much value there. We're looking for our own Eye. We managed to get the Groot. Pop our Wolf ult. Didn't get value. Pop our Thing ult. No value really either there as well. We're literally just brute force walking them down, taking space with the amount of pressure. And we're down to, again, the thing picked is not good. We could be looking at other tanks here. Not thing. But now we swapped the thing wolf. We're going for a throw. Which is fine. What the hell? What? That was very good. That was actually very good. I mean, I guess when you have a good wolf player, like, it works like that. But if you don't have a good wolf player in that situation, I'm not picking thing. They literally only picked thing for the team up to throw to try to get rid of the flyers, which is fine. But in theory, your Hellas should be taking out your flyers on the enemy team. So, I mean, it's okay. Another throw. We're looking at... I mean... So when I look at this, at Team's Envy strategy is Death Ball because they have Ultron, so you're just sitting as close as you can with the rest of your team. So the Ultron gets a ton of healing with his AoE drone. So you have to front to back this team because you don't have anything else really. In terms of, Solaris' team, their team is mainly built around Wolf getting a pick. That's literally how you're going to have to play the match. The Wolf goes in, tries to get a pick, a grab on any character, and you use that pick to push space, take momentum, build momentum. That's the whole idea behind the comp. So you can see we grab one, kind of almost die though. We get the pick though. That's what I'm talking about. We get the pick, but they just counter Garut ult. We don't pop ults on Solaris, which is very good. A lot of people would pop ult there. So going for the throw again. We get good eye of Agamotto though. We grab Spiele again. We storm ult, we invis Luna, which is fine. But do we damage boost the storm ult so you just shred through the invis ult? It seems like the only win condition for Solaris is literally getting the throw. Like, for Solaris, it just looks, it looks desperate. I don't know what happened. Oh, the Groot Ultron combo. Definitely a very solid combo. We don't get the pick back and we lose our thing again. Yeah. I think we have to, like... Thing is so bad into Groot. Like, even if you are getting the throw... Like, I honestly wouldn't have minded a Hulk here instead of Thing. Okay, so we get the catch again. And what is happening to the Storm? Storm's dead, but you lost your entire backline. Yeah. Managed to cancel the TP off, but I don't think they touch in time. No, they don't. Yeah, I think we go Hulk instead of Thing here. I think this is a VOD review for the Solaris' team for sure. What they have to look at. Solaris saves Emma, Punisher. And for them, what is banned is Loki, Luna, Mag, Ultron. these are banned for Solaris. Pretty good. Envy has saved Luna Emma and they have banned, or they can't play, Invis, so you could play Wolf, Mag, because we're playing Punisher, Loki, that's fine, and Ultron, because they don't want to repeat the last round, and it looks like this is what we're walking out based on comps. If Solo Penny, which is, yeah, that's insane, by the way. It's doable. It is doable, but it's like awful at the same time, if that makes sense. So we have Penny set up, like normal setup. We're holding the high ground bridge, perfect, fine. We walk out Storm Hawkeye, which is absolutely insane, by the way. This does 1 billion damage. Solo Penny, I mean, for defense first point, it's fine. I think it only works in this scenario. It's literally the first point. Any other case, it would never work. I mean, ooh. Yeah. We get the res. Oh, we're down again. Now, the biggest thing when you run a solo tank in general, okay, this is what happens. So your solo tank is there because you're essentially making it so that you have a ton of pressure, or your pressure is built from eliminations and raw damage, especially when you have Penny solo tank and you have other DPS. Your whole idea of taking space and maintaining pressure are based on tons of damage or 1 elimination. If you can't get either of those, you just lose space and the whole defense collapse instantly, which you can see kind of happened here. You didn't do a ton of damage. You didn't get a pick, and they just walk through you, and you got picked on your own. So again, they literally just walk over you. That's all that happened here. So if we watch back, we're egoing at 109 HP onto a storm. We need to get healthy here. We just die. For whatever reason, we die with a crow, which is a big thing. So we're down 1. Okay. We're going to get rezzed, but now our Invis is dead. And while all of this is happening, our Emma is like inside of them. So yeah, this is why I am not a fan of solo tank, because you lose so much pressure in the front line. And you lose a lot of ability to peel. But it looks like we are getting a portal back. We almost have Punisher ult, so that's good. Oh, we get Punisher ults. Do we have an Invis? No. We might have line of sighted the Invis. I can't tell because of the quality. I wish I could tell you, but I don't know. Yeah. I feel that the Hela isn't getting a lot of value. If I'm on Solaris, yeah, we swap. That's good. And we swap to Psylocke as well. So we have team ups on both sides. We're looking at a Invis ult. We're looking at a Cloak ult soon. We have 1, 2, 3. These are scary ults. Very scary ults. We have Wolf going around on the side. This is a scary fight right now for Psylocke. So we do Invis ults, but we somehow get picked. I wish they would spectate a little bit better. It seems like, yeah, we're just getting hard staggered. We are absolutely hard staggered currently. We managed to get one, but this is a very good setup here. So in theory, you can stack the damage, right? If your entire team stacks, the Psylocke will get no value with her ult. But because we have the Punisher turret shooting here and doing 1,000,000,000 damage on the players inside of the Psylocke ult, the Psylocke can clean them up because of how much damage they had already taken. So this is a great combo to write down. Very good. We're looking at combos. We're looking at Groot's Punisher, and we have Wolf ult, so that this is something to be aware of. We almost have Luna, but we should be looking at these two right now. Jumping on the back line, very good. We went for the Groot ult. We got the Luna. That was their strategist ultimate gone. But it's good though. Wipe, don't burn ultimates. The only thing we burned was Groot ult. We have this now. We almost have Invis. In theory, no, your Cloak and Dagger should stop healing your team, and your Invis should do all the healing so they can build ultimate a lot faster. But we're probably going to be looking at the Luna ult soon to counter the Punisher ult. We actually swapped the Punisher, mirror the Punisher, which is also good. Again, this is another front-to-back team comp for both sides. We're Punisher ulting here. Instead of an Invis, if you focus targets down with the Punisher ult, you should be able to delete people. We're doing a very good job of maintaining our health, stabilizing inside of that ultimate, which is very good. We get a Groot ult down. That's unlucky. We did get a pick. Looks like we're trying to go for the Punisher Psylocke ult again. And this time it does not connect onto anything. They burned Cloak ult. I don't necessarily think that was needed. But at the end, you are winning the fight, so it's okay. Yeah. We're super staggered. Walking up, grabbing the space. That's very good. They're also doing the same. This is a very good thing that people need to account for. So when you win the fight, you need to take space. We're taking space on this side. You might be wondering, why are we taking space on this specific side? On this right side or left side if you're attacking. Well, again, this game is a third-person shooter with right-hand angles. So they're positioned on this, right side or left side if you're attacking again, because they will have a better angle on their right shoulder here. Whereas if they're set up here, it wouldn't be a better angle. This side is always going to be the better angle. And it's the same thing for defending. See how Gale walked from middle to left side for this right-hand angle, or right side angle for better visibility, better line of sight. And while our team is up here, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have one on the cards. You always want one at least pushing, especially in this scenario, which is fine. You have a Luna playing up close, because Cloak and Dagger won't do enough burst healing for the entire team. She is more isolation healing. So having the Cloak push while the Luna is healing is perfectly fine as well. Something to kind of remind you of. So regressing, we're looking at the AM ult. We're popping Punisher ult. In theory, Envy shouldn't pop any ults in this scenario. I think you just try to build ults while he's Punisher ulting to try to get on tempo of the match the next time he has Punisher up ult or has other ults are up. Like, of course, this is all hindsight, but the only ult that should be popping in this scenario should be the Punisher's ult on Solaris' side. They get the maximum util out of the rest of your team. But I don't know. We'll see if they pop any more ults. Managed to get one. This is a very good kite to, we just finish them off. It's good though. We then pop ults. We have Emma ult now. We're almost at Root, almost at Luna. And because we had the one player on the team pushing, the cart got to here. If the cart was auto pushing, it'd probably still be about here. The rest of the team could have walked up. So that's why I was talking about it's always good to have 1% of the cart pushing when you're fighting. And then recapping the points is a big factor as well. So it looks like we're trying to just stabilize. We popped Luna ult, so we're going to be walking up with Luna. We're going to be looking at combos here. Looks like we're just going for the Emma ult. We do manage to grab one. Or a lot, actually. Our Emma goes down. We Groot ult to counter. The enemy Luna goes down. It's a slot fight, unfortunately. I can't really tell what's going on because of the quality as well. We're popping Psylocke ults here. Very good. That was a very good Psylocke ult. Probably go Punisher here. We go Emma ult. Very good. I guess we didn't need Punisher. In that scenario, I think we Punisher ult. Even if it's not worth a ton of kills, I think it's more important to get the elims quickly. Get these 3 elims quickly. It will force Envy to reset. I think we have to Punisher ult here, especially because we're Emma ulting. I think if we get rid of the Groot Emma as fast as possible, you lost 2 Vanguards. I think there's not a world where you don't do this. Because even if you get the 1 elim, like our Groot's still alive. Yeah, I think that was a little bit of a misplay. I think we have to Punisher ult there to force them to reset so we can build time for the rest of our team to come back as well. Yeah. Now we Punisher ult. I mean, we get... Yeah, I mean, it works now a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I think we had a Punisher ult there. I think that was definitely the play. Because then our team was so staggered. That was a misplay. I truly believe, like, I mean, everybody makes mistakes, right? I'm not the best YouTuber. Right? But that was a little bit of a misplay. I think if we pop Punisher ult there, get the 2 staggers on the Vanguards, I think that's a lot better value than saving it for that fight. Of course, it's all hindsight, right? But that was definitely why it needed to be happening. So again, we're doing the penny armor packs, what I talked about before. Great to do. Jump pack for our wolf, great as well. We're still doing our standard 222 on Envy. Perfectly fine. Looks like we're going Groot to Emma. Hela. Hela in this situation I don't think is necessarily needed. I think we just like mirror and it would be a lot better. Mainly due to the fact that we weren't really getting Hela value on defense when they were even on Storm. So I think playing Emma here isn't, or Hela here isn't necessarily the best. We could be looking at like a Wolf angle. I mean, he was on Wolf and got the jump back, then swapped. I mean, I just ate my own words. He managed to get the pick, so that's very good. We got 1. We're up 1. Again, we're doing front to back too. I mean, this is very good. I mean, we just capped this. We do swap the TP. We went a little too deep on Hela here, which is a big issue. Now we're diving into a 6v5. That was a misplay by Bedtime Story by going to that position. Would him living there change the outcome of the fight? I can't say for certainty, but in that situation, we know they're TPing. I don't think you go to that position whatsoever because they have a Psylocke on the enemy team. We have Cloak ult, so we should be winning a lot of these fights. Yeah, that was definitely a misplay. Or a very ambitious play, a high risk, high reward play, and it didn't pay off essentially. It's a lot of damage. Oof. I mean, we trade 1 for 1. Again, a very sloppy fight. We pop Luna. At this point, we're staggered again. This is, like, it doesn't look good at all. Like, okay, we're going for a turret play, it seems like. This is a good play. A little bit of an awkward angle. Maybe we can get one. I can't tell. We do get one. That's very good. He died with ult. That's very big. Ooh. I think in that scenario for Bedtime Story, instead of doing that, I think after ulting, after this happens, I think we just fight on point with the rest of our team. Like, Hela can do a lot of 1v1 duels, but against a Psylocke, it's a little bit more scary. I mean, it's all hindsight. Like, definitely saw I wanted to go for it. We just unfortunately missed some shots. And she dashed through and got the health pack before, which is a big factor as well. But I think here in this scenario, I think we just jump down for the rest of our team. Play a little bit safer, do more front to backing. Because we have your Invis Punisher up there, the Hela isn't necessarily needed up there. Then because she lived, she picks out Gale or the Punisher. And it's just same scenario. Small misplays that are definitely major factors. Still doing front to back. We hop off a Wolf. They like to swap a lot on this team. We have Punisher Strange. This is a massive combo. But on Envy side, we have Cloak. We have Punisher. We have Psylocke. We almost have Emma. We almost have Luna. You could combo Punisher Emma. You could combo Psylocke Punisher if you really wanted to guarantee eliminations. You could also do Emma Psylocke. These are all possible combos you can be pulling off, whereas we only have one possible outcome for Team Solaris. Do we get picked again? We get solo ulted. What the heck? We're just 24/7 swapping our heroes. We're never having ult charge for Bedtime Story. Good eye? Good eye. As if you can somehow see this, I don't know the quality. See how this person is Doctor Strange ulted? You can kind of see in the green. When you pull up your shield like this as Doctor Strange, or you could Groot's wall, you can mag a shield. This is considered LOS blocking, and this is blocking the line of sight of Luna heals. So this person, the Cloak for instance, is not getting Luna heals inside of the Doctor Strange ult, so they get nuked. This is something a lot of tanks should be doing in this scenario. Rather than instead of going for your own elimination, you're trying to play for your team as a Doctor Strange. you see he has 100, whatever, dark presence, dark energy, whatever it's called. He could press E if he really wanted to. But if he drops his shield, he just gets full HP. In theory, could he press E and nuke the cloak? Yes, but to guarantee the elimination, we're popping up his shield for the rest of our team to do a ton of damage. So it both ways could work, but this is like the proper way to do it. We have cloak ult. We used it. A lot of pressure is going on here. A little bit of a slop fight again. We almost have Star-Lord ult, to be fair, even though he just swapped, which is very good. But it looks like we don't need it because we managed to get elements. Oh, they C9'd. Wait, what? Yeah, we C9'd. We would have lost. Solaris would have lost here. Envy got a little too greedy. Yeah. If they just fought on point, Envy, they probably would have won. I'm not lying, by the way. Like, I think generally they would have won if they just fought on point instead of like trying to go for the elims faster. I think they're just trying to go for a stagger for like Doctor Strange, so they can't swap in TP, but it's fine. So combos, what combos are we looking at? If I'm Solaris, I'm looking for Star-Lord Emma ult. They have nothing because we can see what's going on. But these are the combos we should be looking at. You charm everybody with Emma ult, and then you just Star-Lord, and it's like a perfect combo. That's the set play we should be looking at, though. And it looks like we're kind of set up for that, too. Star-Lord here with Emma here. That's the set play. Yep. Star-Lord ult. We Emma ulted. Very good. Unfortunately, I mean, it's getting some value. Not a ton. Yeah. It didn't get a ton of value, but why? Let's see. So, we ult here. Very good reactions from Cal to drop down. Very good reactions from Luna to break LOS here. So that's some time wasted. Again, going into cover, very good. We're hiding here. This is perfect. This is what you should be looking to do. We do manage to get the cloak and dagger. So essentially, we're even. And we have the advantage by a little bit because we have a pick on a healer rather than a vanguard. There's a little bit of an issue with target priority here, from what I noticed. We get that, but I think we used the rest of the 5 seconds. I don't think we need a dash again here. So we shoot. I think we just shoot Kalush because he's blocked off by walls, even though he is in diamond form and we're going to be doing negative damage as Star-Lord. I think if you're shooting at the Emma and the rest of your team can also shoot at him, I think that's what you should be looking at. But it's, again, this is all hindsight, right? I think that's what he should have done. But in the decision, those plays are different. They're hunting bedtime story now. I mean, he manages to get out. It's fine. We're looking at Punisher ult here. So, we have Groot. We almost have Pun. We can combo these two. We almost have Luna to save. We should be looking at, on Team Solaris side. Let me just, so it's a little bit more helpful for me. We could be looking at Punisher Invis. Like, these are all combos we can do. We could also be looking at Doctor Strange Punisher as a set combo, which is perfectly fine as well. These are all things we can be looking at to do. Probably Punisher ult here. Yeah, we do. Envy had a very good reaction of this LOSing. I think a lot of people in lower elo don't understand that even if you don't have a support ult, that doesn't mean you can't live, DPS ultimates, right? All you have to do is break LOS and run away. Our Star-Lord should not be dying in that position at the top of the church. And then we counter ult. We invis ult here, but, I mean, it's fine. Usually I say to walk into the invis ult, but because we're so far away from the invis ult, I think we have to maintain the space. Essentially, because we have Punisher up ult on, I don't know why I can't speak right now. Because we have Punisher ult going, they're not going to run out of the invis ult or anything like that. You don't want to risk getting picked on. Looks like we're back to Hela. We're going for a flank as Hela. Punisher is aware of that because he has wall hacks. We cloak and dagger to grab space. Big eye. No follow-up damage though. We Emma ult and everyone just wipes. Okay, things are getting a little bit scary. Ooh. I don't think they even touch. I think it's GG. I mean, there was some misplays, but essentially from like a stream meme team to almost upsetting Team Envy, I think they played very well. I think Solaris did very well. There were some misplays that might have changed the outcome of certain fights, might have changed the outcome of certain maps. It's in the Loki convoy map. I think the team composition had been a little bit better thought out. But overall, I think Solaris is a very good team. I think both teams are very good, and I think Solaris definitely shows a lot of potential and a lot of promise. Definitely something that you can learn from. I think they have a little bit of way to go. Again, nobody is perfect. There's some mistakes that were clear and obvious that hopefully they can fix and improve on. And I think they're becoming my favorite team because they will play whatever they want, which I like. They're willing to take risks, play random things, which I'm all for. But anyways, hopefully this video has helped you in any way, shape, or form to get a little bit of a better understanding of how these pro matches work out and what you can learn from this. And if you found it helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I hope you have a great and safe day, and I'll catch you in the next one.